Okay, hey witches, this is Hectorios, and this is my video on the element spirit, and it's the final video of my series on the elements. So you can go and watch all the other ones that I previously posted. But I'm just going to get right into this on spirit. So the spirit element is really the element that binds all the other ones together, and in such a way as it is the consciousness, and it is the intention, it is the focus, the one who, or the one that mixes and combines the different elements together in different ways, in different recipes, to use that word. And so, to me, spirit is an energy of just consciousness itself. It's also the life force, like the power and the spirit of life itself, which to me is tied in with consciousness and intention, mindfulness. Spirit is like the animating principle to the other elements. It gives life to the other elements, and as well as to the different mixtures of the elements when you combine them together in different ways, in different forms. It gives the life force to that creation. I took notes, y'all. Spirit is the element that really can be talked about probably forever and the most, because it really is all inclusive. Spirit is connected to your consciousness, your awareness, your mind, mindfulness, which mindfulness means like being aware of everything, basically, that you're doing. Okay. And magic, okay? So your magic and intentions are very much the spirit element to everything that you do. Some things that I associate the element of spirit with, spirits, okay, like the different spirits, your ancestors, just different ghosts and disembodied spirits, demons, angels, jinn, your different deities, gods and goddesses, and stuff like that, your own spirit and higher self. I would associate all of that as being the tools of spirit, like how for in my other element videos where I was talking about the different tools that you use to tap into the power of those elements. with the water element, you can use physical water, cups and chalices, cauldrons, mirrors, the moon. These are different ones that you could use for the water element. These are different tools that you can use to tap into that power. Well, when it comes to spirit, what you're using to tap into spirit's power is the spirits themselves, the gods and goddesses. Invocation magic, okay? The invocation is when you call on different spirits and deities and non-physical beings. You invite them to your space to be present in your spell work, in your ritual, just in your sacred space in general. And then you also take them into yourself, okay? And that is one of the main ways that the power of spirit can really flow through you in channeling, okay? Channeling, spell casting, rituals, just your magic in general is very much part of the element of spirit and using its power. You can set up altars and different things like that. I did a whole separate video already on how to work with spirits and deities and stuff like that. So you can watch that video for like an in-depth on that and how to set up altars and different things. But I want to talk about some different ways that you can really connect with spirit, more independent of that. I included that in this video because it is very much one of the tools and means by which you can tap into the powers of spirit. But now I'm going to talk about how you can just tap into the powers of spirit on your own. Basically, get into meditation, Kundalini, which is the life force energy within your aura system, your chakra system. Do meditations on the chakras themselves. Learn about the chakras, which are the energy centers of your body, or of your aura, I should say. What else did I put here? So yeah, just do a lot of meditation, which would be focused on connecting with your own higher self, okay? To go more in depth on that topic, you can watch my video, How to Know Your True Will and Develop Self-Mastery. And I was talking about in that video how to get in touch with your higher self, basically. And your higher self is really like the aspect of spirit, of the element spirit, that is your own life force, okay? So that's an important thing to know and to be in touch with. The more in touch that you are with this, the more powerful that your magic will be in general. Because when you are in touch with your higher self, then all the actions that you do, everything that you say, all of your thoughts and intentions will be more mindful, okay? Really, I want to say it's almost all about mindfulness. How much of your own being, of your life, and of your magic is mindful. And that means, like, you know, are you just following a ritual or a spell, like a cooking recipe, where you're just taking someone else's recipe and then you're just following it, and you're not necessarily understanding why each ingredient is in the spell, why you're doing certain things, why you're doing and using every single part of that spell and ritual. If you can't answer that question, then that's the area where you're lacking mindfulness in it, okay? So you want to get to a point to where all the magic that you do, as far as spells and rituals, and also just in your daily life, because once again, you're doing magic constantly. Everyone is constantly doing magic, whether they're mindful or conscious of it or aware of it or not. Magic just is real. It's a part of life, and everyone is using it. So you really want to get to a level to where you are completely 100% mindful of everything that you're doing with your magic and the reasons why, and what it means to you, okay? That's a very important. Another thing that I had listed here was about prayer. That's a very important aspect of working with the spirit element. Whether you're praying to specific deities or if you're just praying more in a sense of just giving gratitude and thankfulness in general. You don't really have to direct it to any god or goddess. You can give thanks in a general sense to, everything all at once. You could give thanks to the entirety of the spiritual realm and the physical, all in one prayer. And you don't have to direct it. You can, as far as, naming, I give thanks to the spirits for this, and I give thanks to the physical realm for this, or to this god or goddess. Your intention could just be to give thanks in general to all of them at once, okay? But I do think that that's an important aspect, because prayer serves a purpose as well for you, for aligning with your higher self. It really helps you align your energies, basically. If you give thanks for something, even if it's something that you have not already physically received, but let's say that you're casting a spell or setting an intention or petitioning or working some kind of magic for a result, what you can do is, before it manifests in your life, you can give thanks for it already, preemptively, because what that's going to do is it's going to help you align your energies. As far as the law of attraction aspect of, if I'm thankful for something that I haven't physically received yet, it makes my own energies internally be aligned with that eventual physical result that I do want to come into manifestation. So I hope that makes sense to y'all. It's about the law of attraction pretty much on that level. Prayer also helps you to get in touch with your true intentions. Y'all be surprised how much people don't really know their own true will and their own true intentions. But it's like an epidemic in this society that people really just don't know it. A lot of people are influenced by other people, and that occults and obscures and clouds their true intentions and their true will. But like I said, you can watch my other video on how to know your true will for more in depth on that. But for the sake of this video, prayer really does help you get in touch with your own true will and with your higher self. And that is very important because it's going to increase how mindful you will be in your daily life and in your magic, okay? It's just very important to cover that. Now, as far as really, how does the spirit, or how does the element of spirit not align, but what am I trying to say? How does the spirit element apply to your magic is the fact that it is the animating principle to all of your magic, okay? So when you use any of the other tools or the other elements, spirit is always playing a role in all of your magic constantly. Spirit is always active, constantly. It's constantly active, whether you're doing ritual magic and spell casting, or if you're just living your mundane life, not intentionally doing magic at all. Spirit is active, okay, because it is the life force. It is the animating principle. So it always has a role to play, and to me it's most important, obviously, because it is your life force. It just is your consciousness, even itself. Most people say that spirit is most closely related to the fire element. I disagree. I think that spirit is most closely related to the air element because it is about your consciousness and your thoughts, your mind, and your intentions, okay? Your breath, your breathing, that's the air element, but it's also very closely, your life force. In other traditions, they call this prana. I said other traditions, I meant to say, in the Vedic Hindu traditions, they called your breath your prana, which is your life force. So, in that tradition, air and spirit are closely tied together, if not even indistinguishable, okay? There's other traditions that also associate air more closely with spirit than any of the other elements, okay? So that's just how I view it. I think that the air element and the spirit element are more closely related and overlap in many instances and areas. But once again, the spirit element has a role to play in the animation, in the activation of all the other elements. Okay? So it's the most important one. I mean, it really is. So yeah, once again, as far as how to get in touch with it, meditation, invocation, calling on different spirits and deities and gods and goddesses, angels and demons, whatever it will be at any given circumstance or situation. That's really how you're gonna align its powers as far as the tools aspect of spirit is the animating principle in general, but for a specific spell or a specific ritual, you really want to get in touch with a certain aspect of spirit. So you'll call on different gods and goddesses and invoke those energies and consciousnesses to attune to the specific result that you're trying to get, okay? So, working with the xoxo and the 72 jinns, or demons as they're called in modern times. Working with the Key of Solomon, as far as the greater Key of Solomon with the different planetary spirits and powers and their pinnacles. That's what I use in my practice, and it really helps you to attune your consciousness, your mindfulness, your spirit element, your higher self, with the exact results you're trying to manifest. So the whole class of magic that is involved with spirit work, that entire system is a tool for working with the spirit element, okay? So I just wanted to share that with y'all in this video. On that note, I can't express enough the importance of learning invocation magic and channeling. It's very important. Learning spirit communication is so important, and I taught about that in detail in my video, how to develop intuition and psychic abilities, okay? I talk about spirit communication in that video in depth. So that's a very important aspect to this, okay? As far as working with the spirit element in a more of a mastery way. Because once again, the spirit element is constantly active in all of your magic and all of your day-to-day life. But if you really want to master it and get in touch with the most maximum amount of power that you can, you really want to, learn mastery with these things. Now, on that note, I would definitely say start off with working with your own body's energy. So, meditation, Kundalini exercises and practices, your chakra system. Get in touch with all of that internal aspect of spirit first, which also can be done through the prayer method, and from there build upon it to spirit work, theurgy, and high magic. It's important, I think, to do it in that way, in that progressional way. Start with knowing spirit inside of you first, and from there let that knowledge expand to spirit outside of you. And once again, that's going to be through your different spirits, your gods and goddesses, and deities, and angels and demons, and just all the different classes of spirits, even the elemental spirits themselves as well. And so as far as how the other elements, I gave y'all suggestions of how to get in touch with those powers, and it was mostly through exoteric means. When it comes to spirit, you really need to turn that lens inward. It's almost like it's a polarity in and of itself, because as far as compared to the other four elements, though the other four elements are almost like outward manifestations of internal spirit. Okay, so really turn the lens inward to get in touch with the spirit element, get in touch with it inside of you. And when you do that, you will come to a point to where you can be much more discerning of energies and energy work and just your magic in general as well. And it will really create a more mindful approach to everything that you're doing in the magical realms. Okay, so one suggestion I will put in this, as far as that goes, and as far as getting in touch with it more strongly, don't just limit this based on anything I'm saying. As far as don't limit your practice and your approach based on what I'm saying in this video. This is just kind of like my advice, my input. But I will also suggest in here, you don't have to just get in touch with spirit through meditation and chakras and understanding all of those systems. You can use magic to strengthen your connection with spirit. What I mean by that is you can cast spells on yourself to really bring spirit in your higher self more strongly into your conscious awareness. So you can cast spells on yourself to open your third eye. You can cast spells on yourself to do different work on your chakras and your awareness itself. You can cast spells on your own consciousness, okay? So that's just another thing I wanted to add in this. This is probably one of the greater things that you can actually do with your magic is, instead of always casting spells for results in the physical realm, physical results, you can cast spells on yourself to cause changes with your own spirit, with your own being, and that could really advance you in your practice. So I just wanted to give that last input on that note. And one more thing I will also include in this, dream work, knowing your dreams and that whole realm of your life is very important as well. I think I talked about this in the water element video, that it has close associations to dream work. Well, this is one of those areas where, once again, spirit overlaps with the elements, okay, because spirit has a vital role to play in everything, okay? You can't exist free of spirit. And what I mean by that is every interaction that you have with the other elements is through spirit, through your consciousness. So you can't take, what am I trying to say? You can't really take that isolated from spirit, because you are a spirit. You are spirit. So everything that you do, everything that you learn, everything that you try to understand is going to be connected to spirit, because it can't, you can't understand it outside of what you are, okay? I hope that makes sense to y'all. But I just thought that was another important thing to include. And so, dream work, understanding your dreams, keeping a dream journal is very important. Because that's an entire aspect of your being. Your dream life is an entire other aspect of your being that, once again, most people don't even know. Okay? It's important to know those parts of yourself. It's important to know that dreams are important. Okay? Literally, if you want to view this scientifically or spiritually, which I believe that they're both interconnected anyways, but I know that some of y'all watching this are still polarized in thinking that they're opposites or something, but science and spirituality are connected. And once again, that's because you cannot experience anything outside of spirit. So even scientists with just a materialist worldview are stupid because they're not acknowledging that all of their science as much as they think that it's pure and objective, they're wrong, because consciousness is running all of their experiments and all of their studies. So, it's not separate. Consciousness is everywhere. It's in everything. It has a role to play in everything. So, there's really no such thing as objective science. As like what I'm trying to say is that scientists, when I say objective, they think that science is like some kind of an absolute truth beyond, what people may think. But they're wrong, because their consciousness is running those experiments. Their consciousness is forming that knowledge. So it's not really objective. It's not really an absolute truth. It's just another created truth by consciousness. Spirituality and science are two methods by which consciousness is trying to understand reality and relate to reality. So they're both based in the same core of consciousness itself. So I hope y'all understand what I'm trying to say with this. It's just, I don't know, it's just funny, but that is how it is. So I kind of lost track with where I was going with that or what I was trying to say, but just know that spirit is very important, if not the most important. Understanding your dreaming mind is just as important as understanding your waking mind consciousness. And so you really need to keep a dream journal and, write down your dreams every single day and then try to understand it. Everyone has a different application of symbolism and meaning. one person sees a gun and they feel fear and have thoughts of fear. Another person will see a gun and, they feel safe and they have thoughts of protection. Okay? It's like that for every single thing that we can possibly encounter. So, I don't put stock in dream interpretation books, but the dreaming mind is important. You just have to be the one yourself that understands it through your own consciousness, because only you know what your different thoughts and feelings are about different symbols, okay? And about different situations. It's not even just symbols, it's about relationships, situations. Some people are scared of love. Some people desire it and they want it very badly. So it's all about how you interpret the different, just life, okay? Symbols, situations, relationships, whatever it is. It's always about how you interpret it. And that's your mindfulness, okay? So when you go forward with your magic, you need to be mindful of every aspect of what you're doing and why and what it means to you that you should be including it in your magic. Because once again, to one person, if you're just following a recipe of someone else's magic or their spell or ritual, that person's mind created that spell based on their consciousness, on their interpretation of meanings and symbolisms and energies. So if you're just following that blindly, some of those things might not truly line up with your own, okay? Even as far down into this as how we each interpret energies, has a role to play. Some people think that destructive energy is scary. Some people think it's evil. Other people think that destructive energy is helpful to, overcome obstacles, overcome enemies. And instead of being scared of it or seeing it as evil, they'll see it as a good thing or as, something that they admire. So, once again, it's always going to depend on your own interpretations of everything, okay? So, mindfulness, if you take one message, one lesson from this video about the spirit element, mindfulness, okay? Awareness, consciousness. These are key to mastering the spirit element as well as all of your magic in general, okay? So y'all let me know if you have any questions. That about covers it for this video though, for this topic. I'll be doing some more videos. All the ones that I mentioned in my other video on and the video I just posted, upcoming videos. Excuse me. I'll be covering all of those videos. So y'all stay tuned for that. But once again, let me know if you have any questions or comments below. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope that you use this knowledge. I hope that it's helpful to you. And I hope that you get an touch with the spirit element and really allow that to increase your power. All right. Hail to the witches and blessed be.